Hey, podcast land. Welcome to Mitch and Mike's voiceover podcast. I'm being really official right now. Welcome.
Oh.
We're never this official.
Hello.
Well, we got a special treat for you. As we have in the recent episodes, it's been amazing. We've been able to pull some really great guests. And this week is no exception. We got the one, the only Terry Briscoe in the room with us.
Terry Briscoe.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello.
We're so happy to have you, Terry.
We are jazzed to have you, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. You had all those great guests, and now you got me. That's a come down, right?
It's the tippy top, Terry.
No, we're consistently ascending. So, great to have you, man. You know, as we talked about a little bit before we started, I mean, we want to get to know you. We want our listeners to get to know who Terry Briscoe is, what makes you tick, what got you into the industry, and something that's near and dear to my heart that we appreciate. Your military background. You can go into that and where you came from there, and then you know, kind of whether VO started before that, whether it came after that. So why don't you just kind of give us a little origin story, if you would,
Please.
Sure. You want to talk about the military stuff? My military career was a very short one, actually. But I joined actually at 17.
Whoa.
So I joined before I was even old enough to. They recruited me straight out of high school, and I went so that I could get the GI Bill and go to college. And that is exactly what I did. I was a double MOSer. If you don't know what that is, it's military occupational specialty. And so what I did was I was a hospital food dietitian, like a diet tech. Not a dietitian, but a dietitian's assistant, right? So we do all the talking to the soldiers and their families about what their dietary restrictions are. We cook their meals to a specific way based upon whatever ailment that they had. In order to do that job, you have to first become a regular Army cook. So that was my first MOS. And so I was gone for like a year, whereas most people go to their MOSs for like 3 to 6 months. So I was gone for like a whole year. So
Learn to cook.
learning to cook, which if you've ever seen my food, you know,
I
say
have
what they
seen-
say about Army.
I have seen, and I will, you know, let's just go ahead and give that shameless plug for those of you who are listening to this podcast but are not listening or watching to the Microphone Insider. You need to please start doing that. Terry is one of the three-headed monster that created the Microphone Insider with Jim Frank, who we will be having on soon. And then, what's her name? Karen?
Well, originally it was Grace Newton.
Grace, yes.
It was Grace's idea to come up with the TMI Facebook page, and then Jim came up with the podcast, and so we just took it and ran with it there. Grace just handles the Facebook page now. So it's just me, and then it is Jim.
All
and
right.
then, you know, everybody comes on there. We have fun. We do our little skits, and you know.
It is
Yeah.
fun. I mean, I watched one. I had fun watching the whole time. Actually, I tend to be in and out of my podcasts and things like that just because there's so many medias. It was just right there. And not only for the winnings, which I think was at the very end, but you had good banter. You had a cool guest. I can't remember the guest, but he kind of an important guest in my opinion. I think he was a producer or something like that. And yeah, it was super cool. So
Yeah, I went back to
Rebecca Lee. Rebecca Lee is our third host now.
Right,
And Rebecca
right.
Lee is awesome. If you don't know Rebecca Lee, she's a star.
okay,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's great. I've caught pieces of several of them. I know I went back to I'm a completionist, so I went back to number one, and did most of that one, and then watched the one that the giveaway one that Mitch was live for, and you know, watched part of that, and then there was another one that I can't remember what I caught part of that. But like Mitch, I'm like, okay, I have so much time, and now I got distracted and squirrel and get things. So I need to start doing that because I have a day job, and I need to start while I'm doing my day job and things are, you know, downtime and stuff, throw on the podcast. So I'll plan on doing that. But all that to say, it took a long time to get here, but we plugged that to say that on the Microphone Insider podcast, I have seen that Terry has his his biweekly or his monthly or whatever recipe. So
Yes, it's the Terry. If Terry can cook it, you can too segment.
Oh,
Yeah.
We'll see about
what was
that.
the last one?
The last one was a drink that I invented called the Vermont Autumn in Vermont, and it was delicious. Delicious.
Okay.
Yes.
All
What's
right.
in it? Can you?
So there are it's 2 shots of vodka,
Okay.
1 shot of Cointreau. You need sage leaves and rosemary leaves, and you muddle those together with 1 tablespoon of Vermont maple syrup. And then you do all that with like a 3/4 of lemon, of the juice of a lemon, and then you put all that together, and then you put it in a shaker, shake it for a good solid minute, let it get nice and chilled, and then strain it, and oof, I'm telling you,
That
I do
sounds
think I
yummy, but
could
it
make
sounds
that, yeah.
like work.
it does. All good things require work.
That's true. That's true. Especially food. All right. So you are in the Army at this point. You're making stuff, and then you move up to dietitian. Is this where you wanted to be in? Or
No.
okay.
No. So my military story is like just one of the reasons why I didn't continue in the military. I think that the test that they give you to just decide what jobs you have is the ASVAB test. So I scored a 90. I scored the 99th percentile of the ASVAB test. Like you can't score 100, right?
Schmuck.
Okay.
And so, but the recruiters, they have slots they need to fill, right? So they're like, oh, where can I put you so that I get that slot checked off? You're like, this is like a complete running joke. I literally qualified to be an astronaut.
And they didn't put you in the astronaut seat?
Terry in space would have been great.
I mean, how
What
awesome
the
would that have been?
Damn.
When I was a little kid, I really wanted to be an astronaut too when I was a little kid. But I,
I would
didn't know
be
anything about it.
mad at the military if they didn't give me that job.
Yeah, seriously.
But I learned a useful skill that actually helped me later on in life. So
Yeah, that's true. Because I mean, you couldn't be astronauting now, but you sure can cook now, right? So you know.
that's correct. And if Terry
Right.
can astronaut, you can too, which is not a thing.
No. Although that would be an interesting segment.
Might have to talk to Jim about that, see if we can
Yeah.
make that happen.
Why not?
I know I can do it, you guys.
I can jump
I
real
continue.
slow.
I go to college. I don't finish because statistics is. I've never failed anything in my life except for statistics. So in order for you to proceed, I was a psychology major. I was taking 300 level classes, but I couldn't pass the statistics class. And to this day, I still can't. I don't know. I don't something like a mental block or something. So I just like kind of lived and worked in Baltimore and went to college in Towson University in Baltimore. And I just kind of lived there for a little while. And one day I was just like, I'm just tired of being here. I'm just working like some place that's not going to go anywhere. And so I came down and I met my wife like 3 months later
Hey.
Ooh,
of coming down here.
that's
So-
perfect.
Now, where is
Yep.
here now?
Oh, I live in Clarksburg, Maryland, which is about 35 minutes outside of D.C.
All right.
Okay.
And what's your address so our fans can come stalk you? No, I'm just.
One fan in particular, we won't name him.
Yes. Or her. Yeah, I mean, those of you who don't listen to Leo Braun have no idea what I'm talking about, but
Oh, true. Okay.
No, she can't come. She can't come.
but those
guys
of you
see that
who do
picture?
listen to Leo Braun are laughing with me right now.
Did you see the picture that I took with Eric in New Jersey at Uncle Roy's?
Yes.
I don't recall.
He's a
He's
fool.
all up in his business.
He's like, I'm your biggest fan. I'm like, ugh.
So cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little
So
insider
I,
talk now is again. I mean, we're kind of
Yeah.
chatting about Leo Braun. Eric is the voice of a really creepy serial killer, named
Herman Edward Coxland.
and Terry voices Willie Topaz, who's dead. But we'll
Who's
get into that
dead?
later.
Well, Herman's dead,
whoa.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody's
that's true.
dead,
They're all
actually.
dead. That's kind of the point of the podcast.
Almost
right?
everybody's
Yeah.
dead.
Of the audio drama, just about everybody. But anyway, so continue. So you get out. You're down. You're now down in Maryland. You meet the love of your life. And where does voiceover come in?
So voiceover doesn't come in until many years later. So I was a bus driver, and that's when I discovered that I have multiple sclerosis. And so I had to leave my career because it was just dangerous at that point. And so I started a medical transportation company. And this is my 10th year, so I actually have a day job too still because, my boss is pretty cool.
Okay, yeah.
It helps.
It definitely helps. And so when COVID came, I'm one of the voiceover COVID babies. When COVID came, like all of my trips got canceled because people were afraid to go to their doctor's appointments, or the doctors themselves were canceling, or the buildings were shut down. It was just like, so I lost like a ton of business the first few months. But they be doing the stimulus things. And I was like, you know what, I'm home. This is something that I've always wanted to do. Let me give it a shot, man. Let me give it a shot. And so I signed up at Such a Voice.
Okay.
And I had originally signed up for the big package. Then I smacked myself back to consciousness. Like, what are you doing? It's a pandemic. You don't know. You don't have any idea how long this is going to go. Like, you can't spend $6,000 right now. I was like, okay, fine. So I told him that. I was like, I got to back out. And so the woman was like, how about you just take the coaching instead? I was like, I can get on board with that. So I was like, much, much smaller amount. And I got Tim Powers, which you've had on your show. You know how awesome Tim is.
Yes, indeed.
Right? We do.
And Tim is like one of my absolute best friends in the world now. He was above and beyond as a coach, but that's nothing compared to how he is being your friend.
That's cool.
Definitely just held my hand and got me where I needed to go in the industry. Yeah.
Wow. And if watching it, it's like 2020 to now, I'm like, whoa, Terry Briscoe's the man.
It wasn't even 2020. I started in 2021.
Okay, so yeah, watching or knowing you just knowing your career now, I'm like, whoa. And just seeing how good of an actor you are. Did you start acting ever before that?
No.
So you started acting in 2021.
So you're just a natural is what you're saying. You didn't need the we love people like you, Terry.
Yeah, we
just are
fucking
natural.
love you, dude.
Yeah.
So that's just so funny. You should say that. So I was working as a part-time. I had a part-time job as a liquor store, and that's a government job in my county. So part-time job, full-time benefits. It's amazing. I wish I could have kept that job.
Right. I need that.
I was studying with Tim. He told me to read the book Voiceover Voice Actor by Tara Platt and Yuri Lowenthal. And so I'm standing there at the register. It's a slow day. I'm standing there at the register reading this book, and Scott walks up to me, and he's like, oh, you're an actor. And I'm so green at this point, I don't even accept that voice acting is acting. You know what I mean? I'm like, I wouldn't say that. I'm like, He's like, voice acting is acting. I'm like, okay. He's like, so he writes down, everybody had masks on, so I couldn't, tell what the guy looked like or anything. I just know it was an older black dude. He writes down his telephone number and hands it to me. He was like, I'm an actor too. Give me a call. We could talk. And I'm just like, sure, you're an actor.
Tom Hanks.
So happens to walk up to me going, that would be awesome. But this was my story. So, so he comes back and I lose the number because I don't take it seriously.
Oh no!
He comes back in the store the next time, and he has his card with his IMDb on it, right? So he hands me the card, and I'm like, oh man, this dude's like a real actor. It's like, oh shoot. So like, when he leaves, I was like, yeah, I'll hook up with you. I have just to the point where I just got my demos back this time.
Oh wow!
And I look at his IMDb, and I'm like, holy, this dude was in The Dark Knight.
What?
This dude's in The Dark Knight. He's like, I called him like, oh my God, I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't think you were like being serious. I didn't know you were like yeah, I'm an actor, like stage actor, movies. He was like, do you mind if I give your demo to this guy? I'm like, give my demo to all the guys.
Every guy.
To every guy, I'll give it to everyone. So I get a call 2 days later from this guy, June DeGiso. He's he makes a lot of movies here. And he was like, I got a role for you in this movie that we're doing this weekend if you could come down. I'm like, role in a movie? What are you talking about? And I'm thinking, okay, fine. I'll get dressed up and I'll go down there and I'll be guy, standing against the wall and cool. And he gave me 9 lines in the movie.
What the?
Wow.
He gave me 9 lines in the movie. And I've never been. I used to, when I was in college, I was a rapper. So I actually did go on from some places to doing some rapping, but I had never was in front of a camera ever in my life. And it was just like, they were like, "You're a natural," and I was like, "If you say so." I have no idea what I'm doing.
I guess
But
I'm
it
an
was fun.
actor now.
I guess this is what I do.
Right.
So I've done 4 movies now with that.
Wow.
Is that direct?
No way.
Yeah,
can you
man.
tell everybody? I mean, I want to watch them. Are you kidding me? What are they called?
Well, one is called Return of Jade Brooks.
Yes.
One is called
Okay.
Deadly Winning Numbers. One is called The Martinez Family. One is called, what was it, the Lion of Judah Legacy, which is I won a Best Supporting Actor award for.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
For what?
crazy.
What?
That's
Where? Best supporting actor in what? Like independent
The
film?
World Music International Film Fest.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
So
that was cool.
you hit our through line, Terry. Be in the right place at the right
the
time,
right time.
and keep working hard and keep
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's like we're a broken
When it's
record
destined
here.
to happen. It's destined to happen.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that has been just like crossed my path. I was in the Army. I just recently booked something for the Army.
Yeah, I remember seeing
that.
Just got another. I'm from D.C. When I was a little kid, I used to lay underneath the table and listen to Dave Fennoy do commercials when I was a little tiny tyke with the footy pajamas and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. And I used to imitate the D.C. lottery guy. I voiced the D.C. Powerball.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's been some of the stuff. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I look at my inbox one day and I have a booking for the Chicago Bears pregame show. I'm just like,
That's
you
amazing.
know what? This universe is just telling me this is where I'm supposed to be. But the first job, and I guess this could go all the way back to the origin story too. I did everything with Tim. I met the guy who's named Bruce Dawson. Did the movies. And once I got my demo in my hand, I started shipping it off to every single place. Period. Literally took that agent list and I went from A to Z. One football that year, football season. Every Sunday I would sit at my table, typing away, just sending my. And they were like,
Right.
all the people that tell you don't send demos on the weekend. No.
They get it on Monday.
No. It works. They'll get it. If they like it, they'll take you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And where are you finding most of your work now? Is it through agents or are you
It's just a
direct
weird-
marketing?
A weird combination of agents, some online casting sites, few direct marketing, some things where I've taken classes and I've gotten on rosters. Yeah, and Spotify. I get a lot of stuff from Spotify because I'm on the Spotify roster.
Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
sweet. So I have heard you on there, darn it. Okay.
If you've heard Indeed commercials, chances are you have
Indeed
heard
commercials.
on an
Oh my
Indeed
gosh, I
commercial.
Find a
definitely
job.
have. I'm going to listen
Terry.
harder too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I hear DJ Dykes everywhere too if he ever watches
DJ
this.
Dykes is like the younger, better-looking version of me.
So you
I'm
know
like,
him.
I can't beat this guy.
That dude's everywhere, man.
He's everywhere, man.
I got to
love
work
him
with
though. He's
him.
really cool.
Yeah, he's super nice. It was my only live directed session with another person, and that was a super blast. But so, of all the stuff that you put together, all these different jobs, what's really spoken to you? Is it the really character heavy stuff? Are you really loving commercial? What are you like maybe most proud of or happy about?
Well, the thing I'm the most proud of is actually one of the very first things that I booked, which I booked a national fundraiser for the National MS Society.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And like I said,
Yeah,
earlier,
it's near
I
and
have
dear.
MS.
Right.
So it's very near and dear to me. And I've done a couple of different I spoke at a summit. Actually, there was a recipient of an inspiration award from the National MS Society for my voice acting work for them. So that was super
Very cool.
Yeah.
Man.
But as far as like the stuff that I really like to do in voice, I love commercials. Don't get me wrong. I love commercials.
Mm-hmm.
But the audio drama, man.
It's fun to play around.
I didn't even
isn't
know, coming into this, I didn't even know that was a thing, right? Because 2021 is like when they really kind of started taking off.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. Okay, again, I'm not a person that came from the theater or the TV or movie scene. I'm just a dude that started doing voice acting and fell into some things. But man, the way you get to dig into these characters, it is. I wasn't even gonna do. We'll talk about Leo Braun later, but yeah. And Leo Braun was like there's another one. If you think it really is the craziest character he's not even close to the craziest character I play. I'm in this podcast called the Dad Bod of Destiny.
Wow.
Okay.
And I play.
It sounds familiar.
It does sound
Jason
familiar.
Lettingham. Jason Lettingham is a showrunner in it. Frank is in it. Shel Reel's in it. Steve Snyder, who is like a super. I don't know if you know Steve Snyder, but if you don't, you should, because he's an awesome dude.
I need to meet more people.
Yeah.
Well,
Rio, Atlanta, here I come.
Are you coming?
I believe I am, yeah.
Awesome,
Nice.
man. I look forward to meeting you.
Yes, indeed, and sleeping in your bed. Oh, wait, no, I didn't say that.
Hey, we
Unbeknownst
sleep
to
sideways. It's all good.
At the foot, like a doge.
you. No big spoon, little spoon for you guys.
No.
Well, just pant, There'll be others there.
You still got Jim though. Don't worry. Oh, so like the Dad Bod of Destiny, the
Yeah.
character that I play on that is a gangster pixie.
Nice.
Okay,
So kind of like
pictures of this?
Sounds like Mickey Mouse.
okay.
that's awesome.
So like I actually just rewatched it the other day. The movie Onward, Disney. It hit right at COVID and it went straight to streaming. It's Chris Pratt and Tom Holland play like elf brothers in this like alternate real reality, but it's like all the fantasy players and now they're driving trucks and going to jobs and stuff. But in that movie, you both shaking your head like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's great.
I have no
Go
idea
watch
what
it
you're talking about.
if you like.
I believe it's
If
great.
you like the D&D stuff, if you like the that kind of deal, it's a fun movie. But in that movie, there are pixie pixie biker gang. So
I love it.
that's the vibe
Well,
I
now
got when you
you just sold me on that.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Onward
This is more
on Disney
like a
Plus.
Capone kind
I'm wearing the hat. I'm plugging Disney Plus. I need to get some royalties. Doggone it.
Oh, what?
I was gonna call them, and I just keep forgetting to call them. But
Yeah.
Let 'em know.
Get on that, Mitch.
Say,
I'll get on it.
Mike's looking for you, buddy.
Gosh, you better hide.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love turning Goofy into like just saying effed up stuff that Goofy shouldn't say.
You know what's
I'm not
fun?
gonna
I'm
do it
going to
for
get
you.
on a
It
tiny
seems
little
wrong.
tangent here, and then we'll get back to you, Terry. But I went to Japan last year. I was born in Japan, military thing. My mom was an Army brat. All that
wow.
to say, I went back with my wife and my mom, so my mom showed me around her stuff. But we're Disney people, so we went to Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland. We stayed in the Tokyo Disneyland Hotel. In the elevator going up and down, I could have rode that elevator all day long because it was Mickey and Goofy talking to you in Japanese. So all I heard was, and it was just the best. I'm like, I love every second of what they're saying, and I couldn't understand it. But, oh man,
That's
it was
hilarious.
a blast. And they love
Wow.
Americans over there. I mean, there's probably some that don't, but I mean, there was like, we were in line and there was this little girl that was just like, she was like 2 years old and was fascinated by these white people. And their parents are like looking at me like, and I'm like, it's fine. And I bent down and I said hi to her and stuff. And, it was neat. It was, they were very friendly and it was just a cool experience. So anyway, I digress. That's enough about Mike because we have Terry on the show and we want to hear from Terry.
Terry's here.
I want to hear all about you, Mike. What are you talking about?
Well, I learned something new about you, Mike. So I think the listeners will be happy to know that you're actually Japanese. So
Yes, yeah, those who don't watch YouTube will be like, wait, or those that do watch YouTube will be like, what? And those that don't will be like, wow, he sounds very white. That's amazing.
He sounds like a white Texan.
he sounds like
Yeah,
Mitch's dad. My uncle's actually like, yeah, I keep seeing these photos of you and this guy who looks like an older version of you.
Well, we've joked that Mitch is like, I've been married, 34 years, and there's a something could have happened where I was old enough where Mitch is young enough to be my son, but I assured him I had never been to Detroit until earlier this year. So
oh my gosh, I'm glad it came up again. Okay, Terry, Terry,
What's up?
Okay, so you love this awesome Pixie character. I need to hear it now. So please send me all the links after this.
I got you.
We get to work together sort of on Leo Braun, and it's super fun. And Jason, as you heard, pitched all this new stuff, so we get to work together more and maybe do some table reads, maybe do some writing together, some other things now that I'm a full-time creative. But what's next for you? Like, what's that big get?
Oh, man. I think we all want to work in some capacity for the House of Mouse. You know what I mean? You want that. You come into this, I think most of us come into this with ideas of being an animated character in a show. That's,
Oh, yeah.
I would love to do something like Phineas and Ferb or like,
Right.
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff, man. It's just it's so fun.
What kind of character can you imagine yourself playing in that realm? Like, what do you think would really be in your wheelhouse that you think?
I think some of the stuff that Kevin Michael Richardson does, I would be pretty good at doing.
Okay.
You know who Kevin Michael Richardson is?
Yeah.
He is basically the black dude in everything you've ever seen on Nickelodeon.
that's a good way of describing him.
Okay.
He pretty much is.
He's every single character. There's not the main character in the show. What was the Gravity Falls? Did you watch Gravity Falls? He's the black cop in Gravity Falls.
Wow.
He's that character in every single thing.
Yeah.
And I want to meet him so bad, but he never comes to the things and the stuff. And it's like,
Someday, I
imitated
predict
you for a long
Terry.
time.
Someday,
Right.
you're gonna be in the same room with this guy.
Yeah.
And he's gonna appreciate you.
I hope so, man, because I'd really like to meet that dude, because I just enjoy his work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just really enjoy his work.
So you want to kind of be everywhere. You want to take that mantle of I'm this guy, I do this thing, whatever your niche is. I'm sure you guys don't sound exactly alike.
Oh, no, his voice is much deeper than mine.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can't
His voice is
pinpoint it.
much deeper. I would, you know what would be ideal for me? Like, this is pie in the sky stuff, because it doesn't exactly. If Leo Braun got picked up as like an animated series somehow.
We talked to Jason about that. I'm like, have you ever thought maybe this could push to that level?
It would be so
And
cool.
he's like, but yeah, if that would happen, that would be amazing, because this would be.
Oh, that would be amazing. And Mitch was talking about the table reads, which I know you miss so much.
Yeah.
But you know it's fun, because we have the table reads and everybody can't be there all the time. It's fun being the other characters.
It is.
Sometimes when you do the table, because I'll be at the, I'm like, you bear the mark.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you, you marksmaning. Turns out, what I found out after doing the marksman for so long is he modulates my voice so much in post production. I don't need to do that, but I am dead by the end of all of my recording because I'm really trying to do it, and it hurts me so bad. And I'm like, oh. I still just sound like it. It probably plays, but
Well, it's the tone and the quality. It's like when you did Omni in the Herman episode.
Oh, that was freaky,
because it was the tone. It was the you really had that
Yeah.
vibe of that creepy inner voice thing.
I would say
and
that's my
modulated or not
favorite
modulated,
character so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that show gets better every single time I hear a new episode, man.
It
Right.
does.
I'm always like, when I started at like episode 7, 8, I was like, this is getting, you can tell it's just getting better.
yeah.
And then you get to episode 2, that's the best episode. And episode 11 is like, this is the best episode.
It's
And then
so
you
funny
heard,
we
you heard
work
Herman,
on it.
And you were
Yeah.
like, oh, and I'm not even in that, so this is not Herman was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And it didn't have, like you say, like you were talking, when you were talking to Jason, it didn't have all that extra stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just had, they didn't have all the soundscape. The soundscape, can we talk about the soundscape? The soundscape is phenomenal in Leo Braun.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
He's doing a lot of and I think we talked about that a little bit last week, where it's like, he's not a professional at it and everything, but we're like, yeah, but it sounds freaking good. I mean, it really adds to the way you feel when you're listening to it, the creepy factor,
absolutely,
and, everything, even the little, the little things, the little subtle things like a chair scraping and whatever else. It just adds to, it's not just people talking. You're actually picturing the scene in your mind. So
definitely, he did this one thing in, I don't remember which episode it was, but it was like when the twist came in the episode, and he did this pulse, and I was like, oh, that's good.
I love when people,
that's good.
Absolutely. That might have even been Herman or the last episode, but we need people like Jason to put their heart and soul into this stuff. Yeah. Not only as actors, because, he enjoys that we get to breathe life into it, but without him, we're just bumping around in a room talking to ourselves. Yeah.
How much direction do you receive?
I haven't gotten
from
any.
Jason?
Oh, well, you just been knocking it out the park, buddy.
I just give a ton of. I'm so insecure that I just give a ton of different takes, and then, it's more about my insecurity of like me going like, what is this all about? What is this all about? Or like trying to do a Norwegian accent or whatever.
Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah. Gorm. Oh man.
I love Gorm.
It's just like 3 words of "I get him," and
The best line in any that has anything to do with Gorm, when there's a captain's like, "Hey, he likes you."
How do you know? Yeah.
That's the most he's said in weeks.
Yeah, he's more of a physical character. I think I even recorded movement lines that are lost somewhere.
In the lost files. You can submit them for one voice consideration next year.
For sure.
Well, I've got
really.
Go ahead.
Wait, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
We'd rather hear from you.
No, I'm saying being Willie in an animated series would be you can't do better than, unless you're like recast as Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to do better than your own character that you were the first voice of coming to life in an actual animated movie or series. That would be, and it's just my natural voice too, so it's easy to do for me. I just have to be a little bit, a lot more arrogant than I actually am when I'm doing Willie.
And that's what's kind of wild about that is I knew Willie Topaz before I knew Terry Briscoe.
Yeah.
And I assumed that was just like, that's how you melded with that character. I'm like, oh, that's just how Terry is. Obviously, that's written for you.
It is. I'm very much unlike Willie. I don't lack in confidence, but I am nowhere near Willie Topaz level.
Until you get that Mickey Mouse job, and you're like,
I get that Mickey Mouse job.
Yeah.
It's just a whack job. Why is he always giggling to himself? Oh my gosh,
it's a little creepy. Has he been doing horror audio drama before this, or?
Right.
It's almost like.
Well, this is going to be a little. I'm going to start creating things because I think I think I'm going to have to take my foot out of some things and put myself into the creative process for me. And Terry's got to be there. Mike's got to be there. All my friends got to come.
All your buddies.
So I guess that's a good segue. I did have a question if Mike doesn't have anything real pressing right now. I
was just going to, I mean, we heard about it from, a little bit about it from Jason, but, Topaz and Stillman, man, we got the spinoff happening next year, and that's, you are a main character, not a supporting character in that one. So how exciting is that? Because I know that was a genesis of you and Jim going, hey, these guys would be fun to play for real.
You know what? I love this entire. Like, as I was going to tell you earlier, I wasn't even going to do it. Eric Carlino, who plays Herman, he recommended me to Jason for the role. But I was like, man, I'm really swamped, and I'm just not taking on unpaid work right now. You know what I mean? But I was like, you know what? Eric recommended me for the role. Let me at least read the script. And I read the script, and I was like, first thing I saw, I was like, his name's Willie Topaz. I'm in.
Love the name.
Hey, man, his name's Willie Topaz. He's supposed to be a Shaft-esque character. I was like, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
And
So
I read
the
script,
big
I was
question
like,
is
definitely,
then
I'm in.
in Topaz and Stillman,
Yeah.
do you have your own theme song?
Well, I don't know,
Make it
but I
happen.
think I should.
Make it happen.
Yeah, we got him.
Jason,
Oh my
Jason,
gosh.
if you're listening to this episode, make it happen. Terry needs a
Make it happen,
Shaft-esque
buddy.
Heavy on the
theme
wah
song.
wah.
I mean, it is the 80s, so you might have to go a little bit more like...
Yeah, a
I
lot
don't
more
even know.
snare.
Or I could
Yeah.
go old school hip hop.
Old school hip-hop, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're like Run DMC-ish.
you know what?
Yeah,
would be
that's
cool.
great.
That would be
That would
kind
be
of cool.
cool.
Oh,
And so
my
Jason
God.
is so cool with taking your recommendations. Like, if you have
Yeah.
ideas, he's like, yeah, I want to hear everything. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm thinking. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even want to like go in, but we've definitely had like a powwow. I was like, okay, I know you're not asking for me to like anything, but here are the ideas that came out of my head. And I don't think this has ever been done before. Like, at least I've never seen it before myself. So I was like,
Ooh.
here, this right here. And it's the perspective of how the story is told.
Okay.
So I was
Okay.
like, okay, here's my idea. And he was like, yeah, let's do that. And I was like, I got the perfect guy for you. Got the perfect guy for you. And he was like, he's like, introduce me to him. I was like, oh, here you go. And yeah, this guy, oh man, Damon Adams is like one of my boys, man. He's like,
Yeah.
I won the Carol Joy Memorial Scholarship from Ann Ganguza to go to VO Atlanta at 2022.
Oh, wow.
And he was one of the people who won it before me. So when
Okay.
I won it, he actually had, like, me and him had been, like ancillary, just around. We didn't really know each other. When I won it, he actually reached out to me, and I was just like, and he just did it because I was a scholarship winner, the same scholarship you got, and then we were so cool. And I've heard him narrate things, and when I heard this, when I thought of that idea, I was like, it's gotta be him. It's gotta be him, and it's gonna knock your socks off, man. I'm telling you.
Cannot
so
wait.
cool.
The
Yeah,
80s
I'm
is
super
my
pumped.
jam, man. Mitch has no idea
yeah.
how good the 80s were.
Wait a second. I was there.
do.
You were there, but you were this big. You were a fetus, dude. We lived it.
I was a Todd. I was toddling.
Until you've left your house at 9 a.m. and didn't come back home until the street lights
Yeah.
came on in summer.
If your mom
that was
said,
the early
don't come
90s for
home
me,
until
but-
the street lights come on, you don't know. You
Yeah.
know, you just don't know.
That was the early 90s. It still happened. Okay, you guys. I didn't. Okay, you guys. Okay. What the
It's like,
heck?
I'm young. Fine.
It's
Enjoy
hilarious
these.
because I do this to Mitch all the
Every
time where
damn
he
time.
should be making fun of me for being old, but I end up turning it around and making fun of him for being young. So.
Well
But
played,
anyway.
sir.
I'll get
Well
you
played.
one day, Mike Pelletier.
Yeah, and I won't know who you are by then, so, you know.
Foiled again.
Got
All right,
me
man.
again.
Well, Mitch, you got any other questions for our man Terry here?
I've got this I want to turn into sort of a mini segment at the end.
Yes.
So you get the first crack at this question,
Let's do it.
Terry. Is there anyone you're watching right now? You named some people already, so maybe someone else within your purview that you've been watching or noticing in the voice acting realm, or producers, or anyone in our space that you're going like, whoa, here they come. Anyone you can think
Ooh,
of.
Absolutely.
That's
There's
brilliant.
several. You had one on we had one on 2 weeks ago. Or 2 shows ago, not 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Larry is,
yeah.
I would tell Larry, I'm like, Larry, you're one of the best actors I know, period. Like, hands down, you're one of the best actors I know. He'll be like, I'm like, no, you're 100% one of the best
The
actors.
most humble guy, yeah.
He's so humble. Like, I always got that I want to beat him sometimes. Because I'm like, dude, you're so good. Stop it. Stop it.
You're such a good
Stop
person.
it.
I want to punch you in the throat. I love that mentality.
He is such a good person.
He is.
Yeah.
He's
Such
cool
a good
people.
person. And he's super talented. But he's gonna next year he's gonna blow up. Also, Mike is going to blow up next year.
Larry Oblander and Mike Cunningham.
Cunningham, yeah. Absolutely. And there are several other people who I know you might not know yet. You don't know Cat J. Jarvie, like I said, Damon Adams is like these. Cat is an amazing actor, but you just can't tell her enough times because she just, in her mind, she just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she's amazing. Like, she'll leave your jaw dropped. She's so good, you know. And she's in this video game that we all did. Larry, me, Mike. It's like a rock group. Me, Mike, Larry, and Kat were in this video game called Rogue Waters, and she plays this character named called Shiv, and she's phenomenal in it. And just like that kind of stuff is going to be in her wheelhouse for the remainder of her life. She just kind of has that personality, you know. She loves anime. It's gonna be her. And there are a dozen other people as well.
Right.
Immediately, those are definitely.
Sure.
You basically named my entire D&D group. DM'd by Larry.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we got Mike. We got Kat. We got. I know you know Sean Scott.
Oh yeah, that's my dog. That's my man.
He's great too. He's less animation, although I was fun because Sean I met at One Voice, great dude, and he's like, yeah, commercials is where I'm at, and promos and all of that, and so to see that he is, and I don't want to. Well, I guess the promos come out. I mean, the card has come out that's who's starring in Topaz and Stillman, and Sean is in that.
Sean's my dad.
And so nice. So it was fun to see. Okay, he's gonna let loose and do some character stuff. So that's really cool. But yeah, so great group of people.
The character is perfect
because he is
So you've
very
listened to Sean
just
talk in person.
Yeah. He's very well spoken, and I can see him playing.
He's a very smart dude.
Yeah, he is.
Right? He's a scientist in the show. He's a scientist, and we always joke. If you close your eyes, he sounds exactly like Neil Tyson deGrasse. He sounds exactly
I can hear that. Mitch is like, I don't know. Yeah,
Neil deGrasse
all these
Tyson,
great
I know
people,
who
Mitch,
that is.
that we got to introduce you to because it's a good group of people.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's why I asked. I need
it's
to.
on. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I need to.
I wish I could go.
I need to keep my eyes open.
As I said to Larry and everybody else, I'm going to be cruising the Mediterranean that week. So, yeah, it's not a bad.
You going to Cyprus?
What's that?
Cyprus? Are you going to Cyprus?
No, we're doing Barcelona. Let me just tell the listeners my itinerary because I'm sure that's what they're interested in. But no, it's the western half. Yeah, western half of the Mediterranean. But yeah, all that to say, we booked that and then found out later on when VO Atlanta is, and I'm like, well, guess I'm not going to that. So next year.
Well, you get to go to One Voice.
Well, we'll hit One Voice in the we'll hit One Voice in Dallas in the summer again, and then maybe VO Atlanta in 2026. And we can all hang out.
How many bedrooms you got?
What's that?
I mean, bedrooms you guys.
I stayed at the hotel just because I hate the commute, but I got a lot of bedrooms. If I could talk to my wife, and we could charge you very little.
The Shea Pelletier.
What the heck, dude?
Pelletier
I'm getting in there
Airbnb.
for free. I don't care what the hell you said.
But yeah, that's really so. That's there's a lot of stuff that is coming up, and it's fun. It's amazing. Topaz and Stillman's going to be. It's a fantastic cast, and I know like all of pretty much everyone on the cast is a friend of mine, and Jim.
And Jim.
So,
you mean your best friend?
Well, tell him he said that when we have him on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
All my friends and Jim. All right. Well, hey, Terry, it's been a blast having you. I don't know if you want to stick around for a little while longer. If you want to do maybe a a little game here, Mitch? What do you think?
Are we gonna do?
Was afraid
Oh, look,
you'd
he's
never
getting excited.
ask.
He knows exactly what we're talking about.
Are we gonna
I was
do
afraid you would only make fun of me for the next half hour, but now we get to play.
Yay.
Okay, hit pause, Michael.
All right, let's do this. ChatGPT coming up in a second. Oh, we got a good one for you, boys and girls. Terry, why don't you go ahead and read the scene for us?
Okay, we got 3 stormtroopers at target practice, sucking as usual. We got trooper number 1, who's sarcastic and disillusioned. Trooper number 2, who's frustrated but trying to stay positive.
Mike.
And trooper number 3, the reluctant one, secretly hates the whole thing.
Sounds like Terry.
3 stormtroopers are sitting around a training facility grumbling about the latest requirements to take shooting lessons. They're in full gear, but their body language shows clear annoyance.
I can't believe this. Shooting lessons. Again, I've been here for years. I still can't hit the broadside of a Star Destroyer.
I don't know. Hey, maybe it'll help. I mean, I've missed the target in the last 5 drills, but this could be the breakthrough we need.
Oh, sure, because today's suddenly the day the Force decides to start working for us, right? Can we just admit it? We're never going to be good shots.
Exactly. We're all just running around in this armor like pinball machines, bouncing off everything, and still somehow missing a target that's like right there.
Okay, but what if this is the one time we do hit the target? I mean, just think of it. One shot. We could go down in history. The stormtroopers who finally hit something.
Dude.
Yeah, right after the First Order's most pathetic marksman. It's like they don't even care we're still out here after all this time. They could at least hand us real blasters and not these toys.
And the droid trainer's all like, focus on your aim. Yeah, because I wasn't already trying to focus while my blaster's doing the wave on its own.
Look, maybe we're just not using the right mindset. What if we, I don't know, believe harder?
Maybe if I believe hard enough, I'll actually get a promotion for not hitting anything.
Look, guys, I don't care. If I have to take another lesson, I'm bringing earplugs. I'm done listening to these motivational speeches and all the pew-pew. God dang it.
Well, I'll just aim for the droid. That's one target at least I know I'll hit.
At this point, just give me a helmet and a comfy seat. Let me go full stormtrooper and miss my way into retirement.
Yeah, right, bud. Stop right there.
Good times. We love them Star Wars. Terry, thank you, man. It's been fun. Thanks for being Stormtrooper number 3 in our goofy little skit. And just really looking forward to continuing to work with you on the Jason Beard projects and all things to come. You're a rising star, and we appreciate having you on the show and you taking your time to be with us.
Yes, sir. I look forward to getting burned by the trail of your star.
That's one way of putting it. Make us toast.
Yeah, make us toast, buddy.
I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been super fun. It's everything. I've been listening to y'all, and man, yeah, this was everything that I thought it was going to be. So fun.
Hey, all right.
We delivered.
We did a good thing. All right. Terry, bye. Mitch, we'll see you soon. And everyone else listening out there in podcast land, really appreciate you. Spread the word.
Bye.